Hey guys, how's it going? Today I figured I'd do a support tier list for Season 8 of Overwatch. Just because, I think a lot of people would benefit from this. I know a lot of other people do this too. This is my personal take on it. Because I kind of disagree with a lot of other people on some stuff. All right. So let's get into it. Starting with Ana. All right. So there are, I might disagree with some stuff from other, bigger people that produce content or even people in the community. But one thing I don't disagree on is Ana is ridiculous in Season 8. Right. Now this is to say if you are good at aiming though, right? If you're good at aiming, hitting your abilities, she's a character that will teach you to do all these things, but people will plateau if they just don't do them, right? Um, so a lot of people are like, "Oh, Ana's good, but like I can't run her in this scenario." You could run Ana in almost every scenario, right? Genji's rolling you, well, that just means you have to hit your sleep there. Um, there are characters that alleviate these things, but Ana is almost a must pick, right? Because the anti-nade on any tank is unreal. But specifically against Mauga, it's almost required, um, and just makes that Mauga v Mauga matchup uh, lopsided if they don't have the Ana, right? So even if they have a KIRO, she's constantly wasting cleanse on that specifically, right? And I'm pretty sure Nade comes up faster than cleanse, so she's just a really good hero, strong healing output, has everything you'd want in a support. She doesn't really have escape, but again, just hit sleep dart, you have Nade. Somebody will peel for you, hopefully, right? Really good. A little worse in lower elo, especially if people don't protect you, right? That's when you'd maybe think about swapping to another support, but easy S tier, right? Baptiste, he's a hard one to place, right? I think he is absolutely disgustingly broken, like everybody else thinks, right? Except in the fact that he's just not good right now because you need the Ana Kiriko for Mauga, right? As soon as Mauga's dead and gone, Baptiste will be S tier again, right? So I'm just gonna put him in S tier just because everybody knows Baptiste is disgusting. One thing lower elo players, diamond below, even some masters players, is they just heal bot with him. You have to do damage on BAP to actually get full value on him, make him S tier. Right, you do damage heal. Try and get in that rhythm. Make sure your lamps are good, and that's kind of how you make BAP become S tier, right? You just have to have. He's high skill, but he is quite broken in my opinion. The next character, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Brig is low key one of the best supports in the game. Um, I'm not even joking when I say like I, she honestly like I might she's just as good as Ana in my opinion. I played a game where we had a Kiriko on our team, um and then I decided to go Brig just because they had some flanker that was doing a lot more to me, and I'm not like the best Ana player, right? Um, and I was putting out a ton of healing, able to do a lot of damage, right? Able to keep the Malga back, hit rally, heal everybody. Um, she's just very versatile, very, very good support. I wish a lot more people played her, to be honest. She is really, really good, especially in like somebody that actually knows how to play her, right? You use shield bash, you whip shot, you swing, stuff like that. Like there's combos on her that are like very easy to do, but people just don't do them, so they miss a lot of her potential, right? Inspire's gross. Um, the radius, just look up the radius of Brig Inspire when she procs it, and you'll see why she's really good. Um, the main thing is just hitting your whip shot too, right? And that's so much damage. And especially Tracer being really good in the higher ranks. Like as you go higher, Tracer's really good. Um, really, really strong hero. Um, the next one's Kiriko. Now I think Kiriko is S tier, but I think she's the same as BAP. She's really good. She doesn't die. She can in higher ranks. She will kill you, right? She won't miss. She's very high skill ceiling though. You know, um, she's really hard to punish. Her cleanse is almost required. Um, but I'm hesitant to say she's broken, right? Because she wasn't played that often. Besides now, really, like she was played, of course, but her win rate was really low before Mauga came out. Um, and at one point, like I'm a GM Kiriko player, I guess I'm a scumbag for doing that. People hate Kiriko in general, but I kind of like Kiriko in the game. I think it's really nice to be able to cleanse the anti. And, maybe her survivability is a little too good, but um, people weren't picking her before. It was always Baptiste Ana, right? on a somebody else, something like that. Just high Hana Alari, right? That was the big one, I'm pretty sure. Um, and I don't know, man. I think Kiriko's really good in a lot of scenarios, but like some of the other supports really overshadow her, right? So in this meta, Kiriko is really good. I'll put her above Brig, right? Just because she's currently disgusting. But again, like as soon as Mauga is nerfed, I don't know how much Kiriko you're gonna see compared to Baptiste, especially in higher ranks. Lucio, I really have not seen Lucio, man. There used to be a lot of Lucio mains too, and they could do crazy stuff. I don't know. I really don't think he's good at all. Like the beat's great, but what are you gonna speed into now with Mauga out? I mean, even like with Ram, he'll be really good because Ram is really good. Or even Queen, right? Like there's some comps where he's good, but he's so situational. I think I don't know how they could even buff him though is the issue, right? Because he's usually just really meta dependent. So like Rhine, um, if Rhine's played, if Ram's played, in Rush, Lucio's really good. But I don't know, man. He's like kind of lacking something that just other supports have at the current moment, and I think that's just the survivability kit. He can't like he's not the emergency room support. He's the everyday doctor instead, right? Here's the next one, Mercy. People say Mercy's not that good, right? I think Mercy's at least an A tier, right? With Sojourn being good and has been good since release, right? She's always played in high rank, regardless of if Sojourn's good, right? But in general, with a Sojourn or somebody that she could pocket, really, really good hero. Now the thing is, she's hard to climb with, right? If you don't have a good duo, and if you're just a little above average, it's really hard to climb with her because you don't have a lot of prio on your game. So that's why people say she's not good. But just because a character doesn't have priority in the game in terms of doing something themselves, they still make somebody else better, right? They still res, and the res range is insane. Okay, high ranking Mercy's movement unparalleled, right? And that's just it's really hard to hit. Okay, and on top of that, they could res while falling off ledges, right? Um, there's a lot of things that people like just don't talk about how good she is, um, and they just refuse to say it. Especially with the healing passive, right? The support passive. That's why a lot of these characters too, like specifically Ana, she used to be a lot more counterable when she didn't, wasn't able to heal herself. Now she could just sleep you and get her healing back, casually, right? Baptiste, he could throw a lamp down, heal himself, get his healing back. Same with Brig. Brig holds shield, and she doesn't get shot, she heals herself, right? Kiriko Suzu's or TP's away, heals herself. Mercy, same thing. Flies away, heals herself. She could sit around a corner, damage boost, all these other things. I think she's very, very strong, and people don't want to admit it. And that's just my personal opinion. Moira, again, people are not gonna like this one either, right? I don't know. I think Moira's at least a B tier. I think she's pretty good. I don't think she's A tier because she lacks a lot of stuff, but she has good survivability. She does a lot of healing, right? Her coalescence is crazy, right? You get that so fast. You do so much healing, so much damage, right? People complain about damage. Moira is this, damage Moira that. Moira is a good character, okay? She just lacks the utility that the higher ones provide, and that's why people on higher ranks hate her. But if you're a good assassin, Moira, same thing as Laurie, right? Just another damage dealer is really strong. Zen. Zen's a hard one. I've seen him work, so I'm just gonna put him in good. I don't think he's overly broken though. Like Discord is always good, so you can't really place him lower. But even like there's really good Zens in GM, but they're not even really playing him anymore. Just because the meta is so rough. He can work. I think it's really meta dependent. When Ram is better, right? Like when Mauga's nerfed, I think he could see a really good resurgence, even though he's like kind of nerfed, but not really. Um, just because he's so much damage, so much good utility. Lifeweaver, I think Lifeweaver's the kind of same as Moira, right? He doesn't really do damage. He has a lot of utility. You know what? I'll put him up with Mercy. I think he's a little underrated, but he's not crazy enough after they nerfed his healing for no reason. Like it was quite a lot, but he also now just again gets overshadowed by a lot of other supports. His lift, he's really good if you have a mic, is the way to put it, right? People could one trick him, he could one trick any character to be honest, but there's a lot of Life Reaver players, or Life Weaver players like Mercy. They're kind of like similar characters. Um, I'd say he's a solid pick, but I don't think he's going to work in every comp. That's why he's an amazing. And Alari. Um, Personally, I think Laurie's the top of A tier, right? Just because I think her damage is crazy. It's so easy to get off. Her ult's a little not as great right now, right? Because Kiriko's played too much. Ana's played too much. Right? As you get slept, you could get it cleansed. But her damage is still crazy. Like I was killing like Tracers and Sombra players in GM on her, and it was like really easy still, even though they nerfed her. Um, I don't know. I think she's really good. It just depends. Like she won't do enough to Mauga, right? That's the one reason she's not an S tier again, in my opinion. Just because Mauga is so strong. But like on defense specifically, she could work. She could definitely work. Like you run a Lari on a Lari Kiriko, and that could kind of work. But it really depends on how good the Alari actually is, right? So she's the high skill one. Um, it's easy to get really free value on her, but to actually make her work right now, it's a little harder, right? That's why she's an A. So that's my season 8 support tier list. I think support in general is the most bearable role in the game, right? It's just my personal opinion, but it is really annoying having to deal with Mauga as any role, right? But in general, I think support is in a pretty decent spot. Maybe they could touch up Lucio somehow, or but also wait for his meta. That's also how he's kind of been. Um, but we'll see what happens next season, or if the next balance patch comes out. But yeah, that's it. See you guys.